back to the shop. I'm working on the canopy. I rough cut it down, and when I put it on here, it doesn't fit. You can't really see that, but there's that notch out right here. When I put it on, it doesn't fit. So, and it doesn't fit down here either. There's a gap here. So what I gotta do is take a piece of 1/4 inch by 1/4 by 1/4. I'm gonna glue it on here. Put a piece of 1/4 by 1/4 here. And glue that in. And then I had to extend the dash. I did the other side already to make sure. And this is 1 inch piece of balsa. It's gonna go on here. I'll wet it down so I can flex it over it. And then I'll have to put a piece across here to fill that 1/4 inch in. I still haven't finished the cowl flaps. I haven't done nothing else with them. I gotta put little pieces of tube on them. I gotta take some of this little tube. I gotta put them on them, and I gotta get something to flex it around it so when it opens, it'll open and shut it. So I'll show you that when I get to it. But I haven't got to that yet. I don't think I have anything for the inside to run inside the tube. I don't know if I'm gonna use this tube or the same tube I used in there, that black stuff. That black stuff's pretty big for the pole for the rudder and elevator. So I might use something smaller like this, and I actually want the wire, the threaded, braided wire, to go through it, and because then it'll flex better. So I have to get that yet. I don't have any of it. And then I'll stick some, cut it to length afterwards, and put some ends on it. So I'll solder them in or whatever, crimp them and solder them. But that's to come. The cowl is not done. I haven't even glued the piece in the cowl yet, because I want to mount the engine and make sure I got everything right before I set the cowl depth, because I can still cut it down. So I switched to the canopy. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna make it. It's gonna function and slide back. I think I'm just gonna make it so I can just slide it back, and then I can lock it forward. I don't think I'm gonna make it like a cylinder or anything in there to make it come forward and back. I think I'm just gonna make it mechanical. So now I have a little dash in there. and the cowl should fit better there. Now I gotta put this piece in. Keep moving my fingers. So now I put the canopy on there. Oh, there's some of the stuff on the bubble wrap stuck to it. So that looks a lot better. So now I need to hold this down, get it where I want it, and mark it. Put a line around here, because I gotta cut this across here, because I gotta make something out of wood or G10 to go across here. So I haven't decided if I want to use G10 or if I want to use plywood, or what I'm going to use, because I don't want it too heavy. That G10 is pretty heavy, but it's only going to be probably a 1/4 inch going around that by 1/8 inch this way, because I think that's what I have is 1/8 inch G10 left over from the hinges. So if it's 1/8 inch this way, maybe a 1/4 this way, or 1/8 inch this way, then I can match that curve and probably make it out of cardboard first, or a piece of paper or something. I'll sit there and make a template of it. But first, I got to get this cowl set, or the canopy set. I never finished cutting this out. I bought these Tamiya curved plastic scissors. They're made for like cutting the bodies on the Tamiya kits and stuff. Matches a little better. And my other thing is back here. You see how it's lifted? I mean, and then this shape isn't even the same too. I mean, I can stick almost my whole pinky on the side here. Let me spin the plane and see if you can see it. There's it's not fitting. There's a bump here where it's bumped up. See how it's bumped up? It doesn't actually fit. I don't understand why. And back here, it doesn't fit very well at all. I forgot I wanted to. I'm probably gonna warm this plastic up, and see if I can shape it to get it to fit this. Because when it slides back, it's pretty much the same. So I gotta work on that. So maybe I should work on that before I cut this, so I can get this shaped the way it's supposed to be. So, okay, got my heat gun. Just a Towers Hobby heat gun. I don't know what I did with the tapered chrome piece. It's around here somewhere. Tell, but it actually shrunk right down right where it needs to be. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Nice and tight to it. So now it's right nice and tight to the sides. The back was raised up, went down. So it looks a lot better. A lot better. But I can heat the rest of this up too, and like get this bubble out right here, and actually make this whole thing fit a lot better. All I gotta do is put a little heat to it. I mean, don't get it hot. You can see it shrinking. It shrinks almost like doesn't really shrink it, just it'll mold right to the air will push it and mold it right to where you want it. So, okay. Now I gotta, cut this for some to market. With my pencil. There. That's a lot better. Get that there. Oh, the hard part. Cut this canopy. There's a line right there. You see it? See it? You can see it right there. I gotta cut it along that line without cracking it. So. I don't think you could cut this with a regular pair of scissors. I think you will crack it, and I didn't crack it at all. So, but I don't think you could cut it with a regular pair of scissors. See, that's why I wanted to mark it, because you can move it, and now that it's marked, I can actually tape it where I want it. then when I put this on, it'll match it. So, it's okay. That shape. There we go. So, you know, I might have to take a little bit off. You know what I mean? So it'll fit inside, it won't be much though. I'm going to take my pencil and draw like a 16th in around it. Might have went a little bit more than 16th, but that's okay. One thing is nice, you can, just a piece of paper, you can cut it, you can do it again. It's not actually G10 or plywood or I thought we could have got away with just cutting a little bit off the bottom and then sliding it down, but we're getting close. This is like 1/16 plywood. I'm still debating if I should make it a G10 or this. G10 is so hard to cut. This would be way easier to cut. In shape. There's my mark, and I am going to go over to my scroll saw and cut that out. Okay, I didn't get it right to the line. I left the line on there so that I could take it to the bandsaw, because that's back behind you, and rough cut it, sand it down. Okay, move it back over here. It's pretty good, you know, and I still have to taper it a little bit, you know, because the canopy's got that taper to it, so I still have to taper it. But now I want to get the dashboard, so I made it so I could just set it in here and just set flat on the thing, so I can take this out of the way. Take the canopy out of the way. Now I can set this in here on both sides and just trace out the dash. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now I got my dash traced out. So now I'll go back to the scroll saw, cut that out, and then I'll come back to the bandsaw. You know, rough cut it and then finish sanding on the bandsaw. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of a taper on it. I didn't use the bench sander because it can get too aggressive. Okay, let's try it again. That looks pretty dang good. So now I have the shape. I have it hitting on the sides. So now now I got that, I can go in and cut out the inside a little bit. So I need to decide how much I want to leave. For now, I think I'm just going to leave about that much. Take off leave that little bit. That's why I sanded that angle now, because it's stiff, and once you get it, that little 1/4 inch piece, it's going to be pretty too flexible to sand that taper in there. So now I'll go back to the scroll saw, take my time, and cut this out. And then come back over to the belt sander. Be really careful and slow, because that belt sander is aggressive. Or bench belt sander, and sand it out to the line. Okay, I got it close. I can do the rest by hand and take the burrs off it. And, I'm not sure if I'm going to take it down a little bit more. Because if you look at the original Corsair, there's actually cables and pulleys that hook on here. There's like eyesight mirrors for looking back, going around. I don't think I'm not getting that detailed. I mean, I can always add that stuff later on way down the road. Pretty darn close, but I need to sand a little bit more. It's not quite. You see it, there's a dip here, or wider here. This side's wider than that side, so I just got to work on it. See here. See, once I put that get that in there, I want a little bit of a gap back here, because I want to cut some of this real thin 1/32 G10 and glue it to the other canopy, so it actually slides behind it a little bit, so it gives it something to. Well, we got it that far. So we'll go from there, and call it quits for the night. And hopefully I can get back to it tomorrow. Well, have a good night. Thanks, guys.